Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Salma Hairunisa. Here I will present analyzing poetry. Basic element in analyzing poetry. First, sensei. The presence of sensei or meaning in a poetry is basically related to the picture of the world or the meaning of the poetry in general that the poet wants to express. In the analyzing of poetry, the existence of this meaning will lead to the question, what does the poet want to say through this created poetry? Second, subject matter. Subject matter is the meaning idea put forward by the poet through the poetry he creates. If sensei is related to the description of meaning in poetry in general, the subject matters related to creating main antis of talk that specifically constructs some things the poet expresses. Therefore, in the analyzing of the level of meaning of the poetry, the reader will ask the question, what are the points expressed in line with what the poet generally puts forward? Third, feeling. Feeling is the poet's attitude to the point he displays. It may be contained in the layers of the meaning of the poetry in line with the main ideas in the poetry. Fourth, tone. Tone is the poet's attitude towards the reader in line with the main thought it displays, things that might happen. For example, when you talk about love issues or about love itself to your lover will be different from when you talk to friends. In order to analyze the feeling and tone of a poetry, the reader will relate it to the search for answer to question. What is the attitude of the poet to the points he presents? And how is the poet's attitude towards the reader? The answer obtained might be in the form of nuisance, sadness, joy, enthusiasm, indifference, patronizing, or various other attitudes in line with the diversity of human attitude in responding to the reality they face. 5. Totality. The totality of meaning is the whole meaning contained in a poetry. Determination of the totality of the meaning of the poetry is based on the points of thought presented by the poet, the poet's attitude towards the main thought, and poet's attitude towards the reader. The summary of the whole will produce the totality of meaning in a poetry. This is different from sense which only provides a general description to the reader. Stage of analyzing poetry. First, determining in the meaning of poetry. Read a poetry slowly. The first time you read the poetry, remember your emotional reaction to the poetry. Any emotional connection you have to the poet's words, things that remind you of detailed personal experience, things you like or dislike, etc. Look from the side. How do I feel about this? Why? Why not? This reaction can focus your mind on the response the poet is expecting from his readers. B. Read the poetry and find the literal meaning of the poetry. The literal meaning is the most obvious version of the poetry and does not refer to poetic devices. Translate poetry into English conversation. How you tell the story or the poetry to a friend. Think in the term of what is the most common dictionary definition or this word of preface. The phrase. This can be difficult step, but remember that all good poetry, even when it seems difficult to access, still use words that have a literal meaning. See, prior to the poetry to find its connotative meaning. Look for a few case words or phrases in the poetry and think about the types of connotation the present. Think from the side, why this word and not another word? Refer to your first reaction. Often the meanings that affect our emotion are connotative, not denotative. D. Look for the symbolic meaning of the poetry. Look for a few case words or phrases in the poetry and think about the types of connotation the present. Think from the side, why this word and another word? Refer to your first reaction. Often the meaning that affect our emotion are connotative, not denotative. E. Stop and ask yourself. Look for a few case words or phrases in the body and think about the types of connotation the present. Think from the side, why this word and another word? Refer your first reaction. Often the meaning can affect our emotion are connotative, not denotative. Thinking about the poetry tells us. A. Begin analyzing the various parts of the poetry. Subsequent analysis will help you find out how the author achieved his emotion or achieved his goals. Readers then what their effect and goals were. This means exploring poetic device, tonality, readers, and more. B. Identify who is speaking, the narrator and the reader. Is there a specific person speaking? Is it a poet speaking? When, if the speaker is the poet, you should always refer to the speakers as the narrator in your analysis. With regards to readers, to whom is the speaker speaking? Is the specific group? Does the reader help determine who the narrator is? C. Determine the structure and composition of the poetry. Does this poetry follow a narrative form? Are the ideas grouped together in different selection? Does each verse or stanza have a separate topic, or is there an ongoing theme to hook the poetry? How is the poetry physically structured? This is a long poetry. Does it have separate stanza? D. Determine the rhyme scheme of the poetry. There are different types of rhyme schemes. Rhyme is used to give poetry a pleasant musical sound. They can also be used to deepen meaning. The string then poetry forms is the any meaning behind the placement of rhymes. Does the emphasize any particular idea in the poetry? E. Analyze of poetry is term of poetic instruments. Look for sound, device, alliteration, assonance, etc. Imagery, sensory details, speaking image, etc. and so on. Think in terms of what kind of language style does this writer use? How do they help him achieve his goals? F. Draw conclusion. What is the term of purpose of the poetry. What thoughts does the poet use to convey the main theme or idea of the poetry? How does he use it? I will write the poetry The Vagabond Song by Bill Scammon. There is something in the Untuk that is native to my blood, touch of manner, hint of mood, and my heart is like a rhyme, with the yellow and the purple and the crimson keeping time. The scarlet of the maples can shake me like a cry of bulls going by, and my lonely spirit thrills to see the thirsty asters like a smoke upon the hills. There is something in October stage, the gypsy bloods astir. We must rise and follow her, when from every hills of flame she calls and calls each vagabond by name. That is the end of my achievement. Happily, it will be useful. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.